so proud of this group. It's been an amazing journey, I would say. I'm going to let Nick talk about the journey we've had. I just want to say a couple words about the Pulse program. I am so impressed with Pulse. It is a fabulous program. I think I can speak on behalf of all the mentors that have been through the process. To see the growth and development of all of these people has been just astounding. So congrats, Amy, Charlie, Wendy, LT. Keep your program. It's fabulous. Okay, our team.
We are super proud of this group. But one person we want to tell thank you to is Randy Ardma. He has done a fantastic job, not just with this team this year. I was lucky enough to be in this group again, to be mentored by him. So we're so thankful. I think about Warren Buffett, and one of the things he said in Forbes, he says, we don't look for companies that can make a difference the next month. We want companies that can win for 10, 20, 30 years. Randy Ardman is the kind of guy that he can give you the building blocks to win for 10, 20, 30 years. And that's what this group's going to do today. They're going to show you some things that are going to help USLBM win, not just next month, but for the next 10 years. So you guys, take it away. Don't be afraid to fail. Go get it.
All righty then.
We need 5.
All right, well, welcome. Good afternoon. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to join us. We're the U.S. Synergizers. We're excited to share our project with you today. We put a lot of time and effort into it. So please write down any questions you may have as we go through our project, because we're looking forward to the question and answer portion. Through countless interviews and research, interviews with peers and executives, as well as talking with our customers, we found some amazing opportunities for our company. By advancing our technology, developing our communications, and forming partnerships, we can find ways to leverage our pre-existing supply chain to our advantage. But first, formal introductions. Okay, excuse me, sorry. Just catching my breath, that's all. We're going to begin with Brian Ferguson from Rideout Lumber. We have Michael Bober from Heinz Supply, Andy Cathy from Rosen Materials, myself, Jessica Milkey from Standard Supply, as well as Ryan Komerick from Lampert, and finally, Gary Medlin from BSA. For this project, we were asked, how do we make it easier for each customer type to do business with us? How can we fully leverage our footprint across all geographies? And lastly, what would we need to change to make this happen? Our focus is synergy solutions. When we started this project, we heard a great quote from one of our Pulse program leaders, Craig Atkinson, who said, if only USLBM knew what USLBM was capable of. And that's really how we approach this project. We want to help USLBM take steps towards reaching its full potential by using synergy. But first, we had to think.
What the heck is synergy?
The dictionary definition says something about working together to be greater than your individual parts. We defined synergy as working together as one to adapt to our customers' needs. As Gary will now show us, with our current state, we have the potential to do just that. Gary?
Thanks, Jessica. So this overview shows what our current state is. We currently have 239 locations within 31 opcos. Now, this doesn't show the two newest acquired companies on there. LT, I'm sure you're picking that thing apart there. So, and I'm not sure if you've acquired anything today, so if you have. Anyway, and also the data is just representing the 239 locations and 31 opcos. Next slide, please. So this shows our breakdown by product category by each region throughout all USLBM. And the really cool thing is we can sell every product out of every region to build a home within our region, within USLBM. And so, and that's going to help us make it easier to do business with our customers. So with all this potential, there's currently no clear process in place for us to work together as a group, as one, to better service our customers. So the question is how do we make it easier for each of our customers, each customer types to do business with us? So the first thing we had to do is identify our customer types. So the first customer type we have is the retail homeowner customer. The second customer type we identified was our repair and remodel contractor. Our third customer type was our single-family home builder, which can also include national builders. And our last but not least is multifamily and our commercial builders. So from there, we had to conduct multiple voice of customer interviews just to try to figure out what all these customer types needed. And, you know, a lot of them had similarities, and I know y'all heard it all, everything's about price, but we wanted to try to eliminate price as much as we could to understand really what our customers' needs were. So for the retail and homeowner customer, they really want somebody that's got product knowledge, can really explain things for them through their project, and they really want one point of contact, that being either an inside salesperson or an outside salesperson. For the repair and remodel contractor, they really want inventory on hand. I need it now. Miss Smith's house has got a tree in it. I need to fix it today. And also one point of contact being either the inside salesperson or outside sales. So for the single-family home builder, there's a little bit different along with the national builder. They want somebody's got really good product knowledge with a working industry. You know, kind of what's new out there. They like that one point of contact being typically their outside salesperson. And then also, they have relationships with the manufacturer's reps, could be Hardy, GAF, or some of those guys. And so last but not least, you have the multifamily and commercial builder. They're real similar to the single-family home and national, because they really want to know what the product knowledge is, what's new out there, single point of contacts, manufacturer's rep, but they're a lot about price because, you know, low margins typically with big multifamily jobs and that kind of thing. So that's what we heard from our customers. So we've decided to focus on the data that really supports the single-family home builder, because Andy's going to show you some things that's going to be very interesting.
Thank you, Gary. So Andy, could you tell us specifically why we chose to focus on the single-family home builder?
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. So the single-family home builder represents, excuse me, over half of our business, and they're looking for whole home solutions. In 2017, USLBM did just over $3.1 billion in revenue. The single-family home segment, which includes production builders and the custom home builder, was right above $1.6 billion. 52% of what we do is in this category. If we look at the products that USLBM sells, we can contribute 55% of the home in every region, as Gary stated. 55% is a big number. The average single-family home cost in the U.S. is $238,000. The USLBM portion would be $131,000 of that, taking into account the 55%. Last year, there were 330,000 single-family home permits pulled in the geography of USLBM. So let's do some math. 330,000 permits times $131,000 of products we have the ability to sell in every region would equate to $43 billion. And remember, that's just in single-family home.
Thank you, Andy. That sure is some amazing potential. I'm excited to talk more about how we're going to get there. Michael, can you tell us specifically how we can get there and what our future state looks like?
Absolutely, I can, Jessica. As was presented by last year's Pulse class, we truly believe that the BIM-BOM model is where USLBM will need to end up to stay successful within our industry. So we really had to think about what are the current challenges that we face today? What are the steps we can start taking to transition into this model? Through much research and digging and deliberation, we think we focused on three main opportunities that we need to address. The first is in getting our bill of materials. Getting the bill of materials right now can be a lengthy process. There can be too many people involved, using different softwares and different technologies and platforms, and it can lead to inefficiency. The second is our internal communication structure. Our SharePoint page is cluttered and beyond updating. Not every OpCo has the sales app, so there really is no clear channel for communication between OpCos, especially one that helps produce sales. And third is our incentive to sell as a group. Most people are not made aware of the incentives to sell as a group, and they think the process is too hard to transfer between OpCos, so they don't even try. So we think by addressing these 3 issues, we really can start taking those steps towards our future state.
Thank you, Michael. Ryan, would you care to show us how we're able to tackle those challenges? Specifically, how can we get to our bill of materials?
By utilizing technology, of course, Jessica. So as Michael pointed out, one of the challenges we face to get an accurate bill of materials lies within our technology. To fully transition into a better and new sales model, we need a new, better, and consistent estimating software. One that utilizes and covers all the building products that we have within USLBM. We're excited to present to you Envisioneer. Envisioneer, the product, focuses on the end user experience. They were the first to use embedded VR technology, and they've taken it to a whole new level. It provides our salespeople the ability to sell products, not only that they're comfortable with today, but those that we can synergize and sell across all USLBM. So as much as I love talking, let's take a look at this video that Envisioneer created for USLBM in this presentation.
How can Envisioneer technology bring more efficiency and innovation to your company and provide accurate material lists, all while trying to maintain competitiveness? That is the power of BIM in a virtual design and construction environment, sharing the information in the intelligent model throughout the entire process, creating an integrated channel throughout your organization. With Envisioneer at the hub of your business, you can work more efficiently while maintaining your high level of accuracy. Make the design, estimating, and permit cycle simpler, faster, and more accurate, all while providing even more value-added options to the builder, like wall panel diagrams, and having good visual estimating options to back-check your work. The BIM model is an excellent way to engage builders and homeowners, allowing them to select different flooring and wall finish. See the look of upgraded countertops and choose different materials. Seeing different options can encourage customers to upgrade their finish options. VR propels the purchase journey even further by visualizing the finished project. When material choices are complete, Envisioneer tabulates everything in an automatic bill of materials. You can print the design for building permit submittals and transfer the information directly to your truss, engineered lumber, and point-of-sale software programs. One simple model, your BIM hub, leads the way to building a home and providing you with the efficiency you need so you can maintain the loyalty of your builders.
So we believe that Envisioneer is the key to growing sales and increasing synergies across our companies. Unlike other softwares, Envisioneer's BIM will reach across all platforms throughout USLBM. So let's talk about how it works. Envisioneer's BIM model is a true frame model. It isn't simply an estimating software. It builds a home from framing to finish, using both the specs and the building codes in our regions, which would be set up in the initial setup. You'll see that similar to other systems, input process is very simple. The difference is in the background, which gives you the ability to include all the building materials it takes to build a home and automatically creates a 3D model. When elements such as doors and windows are added to the BIM model, it quantifies them and gives you the ability to see them in either 2D or 3D. These products are pulled from catalogs from both national and, more importantly, local vendors' catalogs. The roof takeoffs are also faster than ever before. Pitches simply change as you move or make changes to the plan. You also have the option to change different types of roofs to fit your customer's needs. It allows them to do lumber takeoffs, millwork, and many other things. Virtually every part of the home can be done in one place, which will allow for fewer mistakes and building confidence in your sales team to sell more products. Importing 2020 is a breeze. First, just point, click, and choose the areas in which you want to install cabinets. You then export that to your expert design staff who will work with their homeowners and choose the cabinets of their dreams. Once that's done, we simply import it back into Envisioneer. The conversion is easy. It allows the homeowner to see their kitchen in 3D, not just their kitchen, but in the whole dream home that they've built without actually having it built. Options and upgrades are a breeze to change, especially as homeowners see new things on HGTV. Our goal is to sell more products to more people. Studies show that homeowners typically look for at least 3 approvals from other people before making a large purchase such as a home. If we share this technology with our builders and their homeowners, I guarantee we're gonna get these sales. This software is truly an estimator's dream come true. It can be applied to all platforms throughout USLBM, and makes selling much easier. This will put USLBM ahead of the competition and will help us achieve that perfect BIM model.
Thank you, Ryan. Now that we have this awesome piece of software that will help us give us our bill of materials, Michael, can you tell us how Brian, can you tell us how we would use Synergy to source the job?
Yes, I can, Jessica. It all starts with communication. Through the process of collecting current state data, we notice one of the biggest hurdles we face is effective communication on all levels. We learned this by conducting interviews with many customers and company associates. Although we have our SharePoint page, we felt that our company is still lacking a commonly accepted, user-friendly way to communicate internally and use the existing businesses and partnerships we already have. Through stronger communication, we can work better together to be the ultimate building materials source for the customer. Like the challenge of getting the bill of materials, we turned to technology for this solution. We examined the current state of USLBM's IT infrastructure and conducted interviews with our IT team to see what the future holds. With the plans that are already underway, we see a great opportunity to provide a solid platform for synergistic communication that will allow us to source the job more easily. After talking to Tim Worth about communications, the first thing we learned was that a communication app is in the infancy stage of development. It might be similar to the app we used at the annual meeting in San Antonio. This app would be accessible for all USLBM associates and work as a better communication tool than our SharePoint page. After talking to Steve Joyce, we learned that the updated version of the USLBM mobile app was currently being released and made available to more opcos than ever before. So we thought, how could we use both of these apps to our advantage? Well, through collaboration between our team, mentors, and many talented people in our company, we came up with a feature that could be easily added on to help us leverage our supply chain. We call it Sourcing Solutions. This module would empower our employees to source that bill of materials by tapping into our regional and national resources that are already in place. This is how the Sourcing Solutions feature would work on the mobile app. First, select the home menu icon at the top of the app. The home menu would expand with Sourcing Solutions being an available option. Once selected, it would lead you to a series of drop-down menus to help you with whatever you're trying to sell. First, select what product category you're wanting to source. From there, you are given a supplier option menu. Depending on your sourcing need and the mobile app knowing your geographical location, first, your option is USLBM locations. Second, vendors or manufacturers that will ship direct to a job site. And third, third-party partners that would ship direct to a job site or customer as well. So, if you were a Rosen employee in Fort Myers, Florida, and needed to source some windows for your customer to go with your drywall order, you could see all the USLBM opcos around you that supply windows. After you select a company, the app would give you the nearest location with the address and contact information. From there, you can contact the location to arrange ordering and selling details to supply the customer. We believe this would be a great tool for USLBM, and with the developments that are underway for IT, now is the perfect time for this module. After talking with Joe Spags, our head of IT, he showed us this vision of the future. No, we did not come up with this. The vision is to have a cloud-centric infrastructure using public partners to house our data and connect all the software that we use now. By doing so, the mobile app would be fed information from the cloud host using data from all platforms, lifting the restraints we currently see between opcos on different ERPs. The sourcing solutions module would then become more accessible for all opcos and allow for more in-depth features such as product breakdown by class and fine, on-hand inventory to see who could better supply your job. The cloud-centric infrastructure is in the early phases of development. They say 3 to 5 years, but it could go much quicker. And by the end of the summer, 50% of our companies will have access to the mobile app. Once we have the communications app available by next year, we could tie it all together. The sourcing information we need is already there. With the sourcing solutions module, we are proposing a new way of using this information to promote synergy and communication, making it easier for the customer to do business with us. Now, we can see that we are a couple steps closer to making our BIM-BOM model a reality. Envisioneer will help us get our bill of materials, and sourcing solutions will help us communicate internally to source the bill. We have named this the BIM-BOM-BAM model.
So I think we've really put some awesome tools out there to help us get to synergy sales. But Jessica, how do we get people to want to work together?
So that's a great question and a real question that I think that a lot of people have. And what we need to do is we need to get our associates to work together, and we need to give them a reason to do that. And we need to incentivize them. While we do not believe that there is a one-size-fits-all solution, there is a process that's used today that can be used to achieve synergy with proper compensation, and we call this the patch model. With this easy 5-step process, anyone can get proper compensation for selling between opcos. First, we're going to propose a sale commission, between the opcos. Secondly, the opco presidents are going to agree on the sale as well as the commission. Then the sale gets transferred between the locations and finally to the regional payroll provider. Finance then applies the commission to the salesperson's check. Finally, everyone is happy. We made the sales and our commission got paid. So the next time you're not sure about the incentives, how to incentivize your team to work together, just remember, patch it.
So the patch system seems super easy. So Gary, you've got an example of this happening today, don't you?
Yeah, I sure do. So BSA and Parker's has already worked on this process, and so we had a customer in Georgia that pretty large customer. He had a project he wanted to do in Texas. So before we became part of the bigger USLBM network, we would typically have had to pass on this job just because of logistics. We couldn't service him, knowing that he was going to have add-ons and multiple deliveries and that kind of thing. So I immediately reached out to Chris Rivers in the back and asked him if he'd like to work with us on this project, and he said absolutely. And so kind of the first step was we needed to get the customer a quote, and so we got him a quote through Chris's sourcing, and he and I agreed on the commission to pay our salesperson. And guys, we won the job. I mean, it was pretty exciting. So the customer was thrilled that we got this project for him and at the price that he was looking for. Our salesman was super happy because he's making commission on a job that he typically wouldn't make because it's in Texas. And overall, this is a true example of synergy and how it worked for us. So just real excited about it, and looking forward to doing more of this in the future.
Dang, that's a nice sale. Dennis knows I'd take that. Andy, you got an example of another thing happening kind of in a different area, huh?
Absolutely. So for the past 2 years, Raymond and Rosen have worked very closely in the Southwest Florida market. When Naples had to vacate their facility, Raymond opened a portion of theirs, which saved Rosen on significant operating cost savings. Excuse me. Over the past several months, we have seen significant metal framing product price increases. So Rosen's reached out to Raymond and offered to sell them our metal framing products and save them almost 25% since the beginning of January. Several Raymond account executives have started referring some of their custom builders' drywall orders over to Rosen, and we're going to use the patch process to compensate them. Most recently, we've started working together on a project in Sarasota, 47-unit, multi-million dollars. We're really, really excited about that. Michael, haven't you worked with the Rosen team in Chicago?
Indeed I have, Andy. Hines has worked with Rosen on several different orders in the past to get drywall and accessories for our customers. In our experience, they've saved us time, money, and cost with deliveries, and they've saved us in comparison to our regular drywall costs. And these are just some of the examples of synergy that is happening within USLBM today, but we have the potential to take it even further. Through implementing new software like Envisioneer, we can easily get our bill of materials. By using the Sourcing Solutions module, we can source the job through USLBM first. And by using incentives with the patch program, we can get our team to work together. And more importantly, we can directly have a positive effect on the 5 pillars of USLBM.
We can put our people in control of sourcing jobs.
Sourcing Solutions will promote partnerships between other opcos.
Sourcing between opcos will reduce inventory and costs, promoting operational excellence.
Using new technologies will improve our efficiency and keep us ahead of the competition.
Lastly, we will be empowering our associates to work together, and that's how we believe we can help USLBM achieve what USLBM is capable of. Please bear with me, you guys. To finalize this, we'd like to take a moment to thank our mentors, Nick Campbell and Randy Ardema. Honestly, we couldn't have done it without you. We appreciate you very much. Our Pulse leaders, Amy Brown, as well as Craig Atkinson, who's not here with us today, as well as Wendy LT and the executive team at USLBM for this tremendous opportunity. We've gained a lot for it. We are the US Synergizers. We appreciate your time, and we will now open the floor to questions.
Fortunately, because of Nick Campbell, I've had an opportunity to play with the Envisioneer software, which is really cool. It's probably one of the easiest modeling programs that we've used. Has anybody looked into tying it into an online purchasing platform so that customers could actually buy some of the things for their homes and have it shipped direct?
The opportunity.
Does anybody think we should maybe look at it?
That's a great
Great
question, and it sounds like there's some great opportunity. With our time frame that we've had, we haven't been able to go to that next step, but we definitely think that that would be something exciting to explore.
Ryan, you recently at Lampert's rolled out a estimating software package called Bluebeam. I know you have it at your location, so now you've looked at Envisioneer, you're using Bluebeam. Which way would you go and why?
We're working on a greenbelt project for Bluebeam, so this will be interesting. So, you know, I think Bluebeam has been a huge time saver for us. It really has been a fantastic product. Unfortunately, what it doesn't do, it doesn't include all the building products that really tie all of our opcos together. More importantly, it doesn't do 3D, which in my mind is a huge selling point. You know, I've talked to multiple people here. Jessica hasn't picked out carpet in months because she can't make a decision. People really want that visualization so that they can know what they're getting into. You know, just imagine if you were 2 builders, you know, I can think of 2 of my builders. If one can let you walk through the home, which we've already done the estimate, right? It's already built this 3D model on the same estimating platform that my boss is pushing. But if you have two choices, oh, don't share that. If you have 2 choices, you're going to go with the customer, right? Who you could walk through and feel good about the sale, and you're going to make that purchase. So, while that's a great platform and this software will, I believe, take an estimate from 3 hours back down to 20 minutes, just like the other software does. That's kind of my song.
I know every market's a lot different, but the BIM software that you're talking about, when you do the takeoff for that customer, if you're selling to a custom home builder or a custom homeowner, that's fine. Do you end up giving them the list of the materials after you do the takeoff? Because in our marketplace, I'm not gonna give the home builder that list. All they gotta do is take it and give it to the other competitors to rebid.
Yeah, that wouldn't change anything that you're doing today. It obviously automatically kicks out a bill of materials, which can be uploaded into your data entry
You
system.
just give them a total price and no list.
Yeah, it's a completely different system. What you would do is give them, there's downloadable apps that they can put on their phone, or there's different levels to this. So for $99, you can give that to a homeowner and they can make changes on their own.
So in our custom home division, that's what we do now. We
Okay.
do takeoffs for lumber, trusses, hardware,
Sure.
but we don't give them a list.
No.
We just give them a total price,
Right.
because they'll just take it and shop it to everybody else.
Sure.
So first of all, I'd like to commend you for, you took synergy pretty much across the whole supply chain, which I thought was kind of interesting. But I really had 2 questions. Number one, you showed a matrix of the opcos and what product categories that they do or do not play in. Did you also do one that showed what of the 4 customer segments?
No, we didn't do the 4 customer segments. We just looked at each region and what products they could sell in that region. But to answer your question.
But
Go ahead.
I do think that it would be able to fit all of that criteria. While we didn't get to your answer by starting with that specific question, we still have that data that shows that in each region, there is an opco that can sell each portion.
And the second question, if I can, on the Envisioneer, what space, who's using that today? Like, where is that in the marketplace today? What space in the supply chain is it in today?
Salt Lake City, California.
Okay,
I think we need one distributor or home builder.
architects,
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Should their most common users is lumber yard.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's multiple lumber yards that are using that today. I know that there's one in northern Minnesota, there's one in Salt Lake City, Utah. But it's also used a lot on the builders side of things. So, as I was going through this platform and I was doing a voice of customer, I met with one of our largest custom home builders who's looking for a design software. And so I recommended this to them as well.
So really, if I think about the 4 customer segments, it could apply to 3, right? It could apply to the homeowner, the remodeler, and the new home construction, probably not necessarily the.
And commercial from an architect standpoint.
So it can apply to all 4.
Yeah, absolutely. Architects are using them big time on commercial projects. It gives that visualization.
I think you could add some value too if you're familiar with BIM, because every project we do that's vertical and commercial has a BIM modeling person on it.
Yeah.
So that's added value for those guys.
Absolutely.
So a question on the patch program. So how would that work? Would you pay the salesperson's normal commission rate? Did you get in that kind of discussion? Is it a finder's fee? What was the group recommending or thinking about?
Sure. So we really weren't able to find a one-size-fits-all solution for that because, as you guys know, compensation incentives are going to be very touchy. But we did find from real-life experiences that have been used within our company is that it's best for each OPCO president to determine that. Because sometimes necessarily a finder's fee isn't going to be the greatest choice, right? Earning 1% on a sale isn't always going to be the greatest choice. So that's going to be where we need to utilize our critical thinking and say we're earning this large sale here because of this. How are we going to pay our commission on that? And we found that there have been different ways that each OPCO handles it, and that is determined by the president. We like to keep that at a high level as they are going to be managing their budgets, their P&L, and all of those things, as well as the profit that you're making on that sale. We do believe that even though we are paying commission, that the overall sale will definitely benefit the company as a whole.
No question. I'm just curious if it
Sure.
was, if you thought through that, how much would it work or
So there are
what would be a
examples.
best practice?
Yep, there are examples of it happening today. And
In the Midwest, John, we're doing that.
And not to, open the Pandora's box, we use the commission plan that the salesman that sold it is on. Not trying to, you know, make them aware there's other commission plans, so
Yeah.
we've been pretty user-friendly to the person that sells it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You may have answered this question, but I know in the past, typically the opcos are in competition with each other. So who gets the sale? Which business unit would get the sale? So
Sure. Whoever ships.
whoever ships it.
Yeah, there's different examples of that, you know, whereas Lyman and I trade some sales back and forth, and basically I get the total sale and then just bill them for that.
So on Luana's point, as the people factor of all of this, it all is really gonna depend on who buys into it, who, if Terry does a BIM, you know, a design through engineering, is he gonna share that with me? I mean, that's really up to Terry or his design group. So how do we kind of automate this? Or could we automate it to where maybe regionally, there's regional designers, and I'm not necessarily trying to grow corporate here, but maybe finding some best in class in each region. And those people are, you know, every single blueprint that comes in, either electronically or overnighted, those blueprints, that person then spits that back to that particular opco. If they're missing the paint, if they're missing the fasteners, you know, because Raymond doesn't sell them, that's automatically gonna send it to Lumac for this or that, or someone who knows every single market, specifically in all of the operating companies inside that market, to where there's kind of like a team that's flowing that out.
All right, let's do it. I think one of the things, you know, because Andy and I have obviously worked closely for the past couple of years.